This arrangement technique will absolutely change your life, and once you learn the energy flow formula, you'll be able to create professional sounding breakdowns like this one. So in this video, I'm going to teach you 5 steps how you can achieve pro breaks, starting with the tip number 1, macro arrangement. Look at your track like one big canvas. Do you have smooth transitions between sections? Does the track sound cohesive? The track should flow naturally from the start till the end. And let me show you the transition and listen to how we are changing the energy and overall how the track feels. Don't look at your breakdowns just like as the break alone. You need to understand the context of your break and of your drop, because even the drop and overall vibe of the track, it fits really well with. So the second drop is the next chapter of the first one. Right, so you can hear that it sounds pretty nice. To summarize, thinking in big blocks will help you to see the full picture. You will understand how the energy flows in the track. It will show you what elements you need to add or remove for your breakdown and other sections of the track like build, intro, and so on. Let's talk about the pro break framework. Drop the energy when going from the drop to the break. Increase tension when going from the break to the build, and build tension to the max before the drop and then release it. So I want you to listen to everything that we have really, really carefully and analyze how the dynamics are changing, how the energy is changing, and then I'll break down exactly how we can achieve that in your track. So here we have the drop, then the break, then the build. So let's have a listen. So what I just did here, I built the tension and then we dropped it, and that creates interesting dynamics. It makes the track sound unique and professional, right? And then when we are transitioning from the break till the build, again, we are building tension, dropping, building, dropping. It's like a roller coaster. That's the mindset that I have when creating tracks, and especially arrangement, right? And then listen to how the energy changes from here. Right, so we built it and then drop. I just love the transition. So this is the formula that I am using, and it is not applicable for every single track, right? In some tracks, the drop will hit max energy after the build. In other tracks, the drop will be more minimal. So you decrease the energy and wait 8 to 16 bars until the climax of the track. I will show you an example of like a more minimal drop so you can understand. Okay, so let's talk about the most important concept, which is contrast. Contrast equals to energy difference in your track. Here are a few examples. Dark and bright, quiet and loud, wet and dry, narrow and wide. So I want to break down every section here and explain what I did. So what is happening here, listen to the lead sounds and listen to how they are changing over time. Listen to the filter, listen to the reverb, and what creates the contrast. Maybe with the drums as well. Actually, I'm gonna solo. Right, so you see how smooth we can transition from the drop into the break even without the effects when you are automating the reverb and the delay. So in this example, that was dark and bright because we are open to the filter, quiet and loud a little bit, and also like narrow, wide, pretty much like everything actually. So this is all about automation. So how we can create contrast is we are opening and closing filter on sounds. We automate volume to create dynamics, reverb, delay, remove, or add sounds. So let's now talk about the drums. So on the drums, we are automating the filter cutoff, and basically we are taking out, removing the sounds before the break, right? So beautiful, really smooth, really nice. And this is what you have to understand when transitioning. The same thing we are doing on the kick and the bass group. So have a look at the filter here. What is happening? Maybe this one. So this is all very, very smooth. And this is, again, about the contrast, how you can use it to transition from one section into another. We could use some additional sounds like atmospheres, like effects. So listen to this white sound. This is like an atmosphere pad, which is helping us to make the transition smoother even more because it's gradual and it goes like this. Really nice, really smooth. I absolutely love it. Another example of contrast and energy change would be this reverb automation on this arpeggio. So check it out. Right? You can see it really adds dynamics to the sound. Same thing on this sound. And it's so simple to automate the reverb, but it's gonna create such amazing results for your breaks and overall in terms of the arrangement, right? So solo this one. Really nice, you know, super simple. And then the last thing that we can talk about is removing or adding sounds, right? So from when we are transitioning from the drop to the break, what I did, I removed the drums and I removed the kick and the bass. Let's listen one more time. And then we added an arpeggio, this sound, right? And also this Atmo break, which adds more energy. So you can see it's really smooth. And then the next section is going to be the from the break to the build. And this is so crucial. You must master this, because if you don't do this correctly, you're gonna fail. Like your drop is just not going to sound good. And what's like, it's really easy to do with impacts, with low impact, right? So we are increasing the tension, increasing the energy. Listen to the effects. Right? Tension, release. So you should have tension and release from one section to another. So for break, build, drop, and drop, break. right? So this is really, really easy. And then as we are transitioning to the build and to the drop, I'm starting to add more elements. So with this low end impact, I'm also introducing the main sound, and then we're using all the automation techniques like I did, right? So the drums, the snare. So just listen one more time and try to analyze what sounds we are adding and listen to the effects, like all the automations really, really carefully. Let's talk about the next thing. End of the loop is crucial. If the energy changes too suddenly between different sections of the track, it will sound jagged and inconsistent. You will struggle to connect track sections. Build tension gradually when transitioning from different section, right? So again, automation for smooth transition, taking out sounds for contrast, and so on. So what we can do here is let's take out the automations. Just listen to how weak it will sound. Like, sure, it's not bad, I agree, but just compare this to how it was originally, right? So we can go back and listen to the drums, to everything one more time. Okay, and then another example, let's bypass the effects and let's remove the filter on the main lead sound. Just listen to how weak and how, I don't know, just yeah, weak it's gonna sound. Like, sure, again, it is not bad, but let's go back and let's bring all the instruments back and just see with all the atmospheres, everything, how good this now sounds with all the automations. And the last tip is the secret to powerful breaks. Have one main lead sound that drives the energy of the track. It will be easy to create tension and contrast when going from build to drop. Your melodic idea will sound stronger and more cohesive, because a lot of the times I had breaks where I had like a lot of layers, but there wasn't like one consistent melody or theme or motif. Here in this example, you can hear that we have the main lead sound and it just goes throughout the whole track. And because we have those two strong sounds, the arpeggio and the main lead sound, right, they go really, really well and they create this like one cohesive atmosphere in your tracks. So if you are struggling with creating breaks or if you're lacking tension, take a look at your sounds. Most of the times the problem is that you have like too many random sounds that you're trying to connect together, but it just doesn't work, right? So listen to this. So this is the energy flow formula, and if you follow those 5 tips that I gave you in this tutorial, I absolutely guarantee your tracks and breakdowns and arrangements will sound more powerful and more professional. And if you want to learn how to make professional sounding music like your favorite artist, go to the comments, go to my website, check out my coaching. Let's have a chat. I would be happy to help you with your music. So see you guys in the next one. Ciao.